This is my friend Cole from Atlanta. We're in Puerto Rico right now. Don't ask questions. You see this thing on his lip right here? Cole recently learned that dumb products make smart money. Cole, what do you do?
I sell mouth tape on TikTok Shop.
Shit's disgusting. How much money did you have when you started that business?
$0.
Is it true you are on track to make millions?
Yes.
How much did this product cost to make?
Like $2.
How much do you sell it for?
25.
Enjoy. I am here once again to shatter every single one of your self-limiting beliefs. I'm here with my guy Cole. He built a brand with literally nothing. Yeah, he had no money. He learned how to get credit cards. He learned all of the skills. And today he's standing here absolutely killing it. And the best part, what do you sell?
I sell mouth tape. It's literally $2. It's less than a cup of coffee. This brand is worth millions now.
If not now, when? You got two choices. Watch this entire video and find your own path to internet millions, or put the fries in the bag. If not now, when, Cole? I've been saying this like all year, and I'm so happy to go in detail on your story because I think it captures it shatters every limiting belief that people have out there, from, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know what product to choose, to how am I gonna fund it, to how is it gonna sell? And you answered every single one of those questions chronologically to the point that you have this, $1 million brand and sky is the limit with the skills you have. And so I would love to just pour into your story for the audience here, kind of from the very beginning. What drew you to this whole e-com world?
So, if we're going back to the very beginning, bro, I've been a real estate agent like the past 5 years in Atlanta, from like 19 to, or actually early this year was my last sale. And like about like 2022, I had been in the game long enough, so I started understanding things. I started understanding real estate was very hard to scale, like on the ground, right? It takes a long time, takes a lot of people, takes a lot of work. But then also like the business model, I was understanding that, first of all, money is like, you'll have a good month, you'll have a shit month.
Yeah.
Have a good month, have a shit month.
And when you say scale realty too, you're talking like, to do that, you'd have to open your own firm, get people under you.
You gotta have people under you.
If not, you're always, even if you're a realtor that's making $1 million in a year, whatever, it's still all your time.
Exactly.
Right?
You only got a certain amount of time, so you got to start getting buyers agents underneath you, listings agents underneath you, and retention on real estate is so fucking hard, bro. 90% quit in the first year.
Yep.
So it's hard. Also, I was, so I wanted daily money. I was not liking like the monthly, bi-monthly money. I also was realizing I couldn't make money unless I was in Atlanta, feet on the ground, right? And then throughout that process, I was learning like what I was good at, what I wasn't good at, what I liked, what I didn't like. So about 2022, I was like, I'm making a change. Funny enough, there was this fucking bald kickboxer running around the internet telling everybody to do internet money.
Yep.
And I actually joined the real world for a few months just to get like the base knowledge of what e-com was. Cause I really genuinely didn't have a fucking clue.
Yep.
I'm still like kind of clueless, still learning. But I learned like the basic fundamentals. That showed me Amazon FBA. I quickly realized that was probably the most scalable just because of what Amazon will offer you.
Yep.
And then I left the real world. I knew I was gonna need like one-on-one mentorship from a professional. So that's when I started training my Instagram algorithm to show me FBA people.
Because real world was the cheap. Well, it was like
cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
Little courses.
It's basic, bro. You're just gonna learn the basic knowledge. I really, like, no one should be in the real world like longer than 6 months.
Yeah.
It's just get in, get out. Right. But I started training my algorithm to show me FBA people. That's how I came across you. Right. And I knew this was like a very important decision on who I was gonna go with. Cause I'm not old by any means, but I was like, I just spent 5 years in the industry.
Yep.
I'm about to start something new. I've really got to hit a home run on this. So I was like, the mentor is the most important part right now. And I started vetting everybody, and you were the only person actually doing what you were selling a course about.
Isn't that insane?
Yes.
Isn't that insane? I thought it was mind blowing that like I'd done it previously.
And you've already done it.
And then to go do it again, and I'm looking around at everyone who's like, I'm like, wait, the people teaching the model, there's all these holes in the content. And I'm like, wait, I couldn't make sense of it. And then finally I talked to one of the more well-known ones, and he like showed me his store, and he's like, yeah, a lot of people don't even have stores. And I have this as like something.
Probably barely doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
barely
exactly.
doing
Anybody's making, yeah. And so that's kind of where, but I saw that as opportunity because I go, this space definitely did change my life.
Mm-hmm.
And the real money anyways is in enterprise value and building companies and like you said, things that make money for you daily.
Yep.
And I guess that was the genesis of MDBC. Happy you made it. But sorry.
Thank you, bro. No, it's all good. I tell people all the time, like, there's such a difference between knowing something and implementing that knowledge, right? And it was the fact that you sold Genius for $30 million, and then you were also doing it again, like in real time. I was like, all right, this is the guy. All right, so that brings me to my mentorship. And I mean, I don't know how we want to segue here because I couldn't even afford a mentorship with cash out of my pocket.
Yeah.
So I actually had to master a skill before mastering another skill just to have the finance and to even join a group.
And I think this is where it gets interesting. So he'll go in detail on credit stacking and kind of, I think what you did though is you realized the American system in its beauty, in its glory.
Yep.
And when you appreciate risk through the lens of the structure, it's the greatest country to ever exist. Like even how bankruptcy laws are structured, you know? I mean, it's like
we're hitting licks compared to everybody else.
And that should obliterate everyone's fear holding them back.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, I mean, some of these things, you know, after I sold Genius, I mean, you're getting credit tied specifically to the business that has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Right.
Guys will go, instead of like, you know how I sold Genius, guys will go to a bank and a bank will lend 6 times secured by that business to that individual and cash them out to the individual. And then the business has to pay back. You'll get a $10 million loan, the owner puts it in his pocket. And then the bank now has a loan secured by the business.
So the business is the collateral.
But what happens if the business goes down? It's not PG'd by the owner, you know? And so there's all sorts of interesting ways, like, and yours is like it's like the startup way. It's like literally the day one of like, oh, okay, money's everywhere. These people, their business is to give me money. So how did that all come to be? I'm not even super familiar. I'd love to hear more on, yeah.
So, running back on this, I knew that I was going to need money, not only for mentorship, but to launch the brand. All right. I'm pretty familiar with like the e-com space. And I'm just seeing people doing this. Like, a lot of people don't know about this, but at the same time, a lot of people do. Like any startup you see just from a regular person, they're doing it with business credit cards, bro. They're not doing it with cash out of their own pocket. So I started, my boy Colin Jurgensen. I've been following him since like 2020. He was like one of the first e-com people that I was following. And he was selling credit financing, credit stacking type of deliverable. And actually, just from, like, I'm knowledgeable. I can implement stuff. I can learn it pretty quickly. Just from his Instagram, I went and got my first one for $20K, just from all free knowledge, right? As soon as that happened, that was like proof of concept. I was like, oh, shit.
What card did you get?
So I actually used my real estate business that I had.
Okay.
Right? And I was using Truist to bank with.
Yep.
So, and I didn't have the e-com business set up yet. So I was like, but I have this though. I can utilize this somehow.
Established history of a couple of years. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then as soon as I did that, I got $20K off of that, like, pretty fucking easy, dude. Like,
and that's something important for everyone super young out there. Even if you're 15, 16, opening an LLC is a joke from a simplicity. It's easy. It's very easy. And that has its own tax. It doesn't have its own, it goes on your tax return, but it has its own taxes.
Yeah.
And you get 2 years of history on that thing.
Yep.
And it's a living, breathing thing now. Like that counts towards your income. So that's what you did.
Yep. And like our e-com business turns 2 in May, and we're gonna be able to go get a line of credit.
Yeah.
But I got the $20K one just off free game. As soon as I got it, I realized, like, it just opened the door. I was like, I've got to master this. I need to rinse this dry.
Yeah.
So I went and bought Colin's deliverable course, which was like just showing you the sequencing of events, how to do it. And from that course on, now it takes time. Like, that's the big factor. People think that you just go get all this money like within the first week.
No, you build up to it.
Yeah. You build up. It takes time. But over the past 12, 14 months, I've gotten $204,000.
How much?
$204,000.
$204,000.
At 0% interest. It's free money.
Yeah.
It's free
for how long?
money.
How long is 0% interest? A year or something?
The cards range, I've seen cards range from 9 months to 18.
And so Ben does this as well, right? With
Kravitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he funded Kill Ice.
Yeah. And it's really, like, it's crazy to me. And I say I don't know anything about this, but actually, to your point, as you're talking, it's like I was this 22-year-old kid building Genius, and I started I loved the AMX points, and I realized you can just go in there and put whatever, and they'll give you a platinum card. Like I'm gonna do 10 million this year. They'll give you a platinum.
That is secret sauce, right?
Yeah, I started with the gold, and I was like,
secret sauce.
Now I realized, like, wait a second, I did $1 million this last year. Maybe that's 10 million in my mind. And they give you this platinum, then you can go in the lounge. You're like, I'm living.
Yeah, bro.
But what I didn't fully appreciate is there was no limit on it. So
wait, so your platinum had no
limit. There was no set limit. But it didn't mean I could buy anything.
Right. They're gonna cap you.
But over the course of 18 months, like there were a couple tough times with the business, and that line of credit was up to like. At one point, I remember it was a crazy number to me. I remember seeing like $350,000 on the credit card. Yeah. You know, we just paid a supplier. We had we were juggling an Amazon payment. Like it was never a risk per se, but there was $350,000 that a 25-year-old kid had on his own Amex card. And I've used Amex.
Was that with your personal?
It was with the business, but it was personally guaranteed. Okay. So it did tie back to me, but it was in the business name. And I have that relationship with Amex since then. I mean, right now, bro, between I have a couple brands that we own, top shelf, obviously, and I have like 700 to 750, 100,000
credit line
balance.
Yeah.
No, like yeah. Like they'll probably give me like $1.5 million total.
Total.
And that's how Amex looks at it.
Quick sauce. Amex if you've got Amex cards and banking history, one phone call, bro. No, like typically they don't check your credit. They only check your credit one time, and that's for like the very first card. It's not even a phone call. You do online. They give that shit. You can do it online. I'm superstitious. I think if you call and talk to somebody voice to voice, you give yourself a little bit better of an opportunity.
Well, and they give you more. So there was like there was 2 times in my history where they're like, they called me one time, hey, this balance is getting high, whatever. Yeah. And then another time I preemptively called them and
smart.
They upped it like $100,000 for an order. Yeah. Like they're like, okay, we'll approve this up to this, and then if you can. I was like, I got an Amazon payment coming in a week because that's business. If you're growing fast, you got money coming in, we got money going out, and we'll talk about this in the back half of like keeping good financials and all that stuff. But yeah, it really is a cheat code. Now, when I think about it, like it's OPM. You're building a business. You're building wealth with other people's money.
And we're the only country that allows you to do it. Take advantage of this shit.
For real.
So we were going
Amex.
All right, yeah. So start with Amex if you've got Amex.
Referral code in the bio. but no, so okay, so
I got 204,000, and that's how I've done it. All of this, bro. All of this.
So all right, so you're realizing access to credit. I can launch this brand. I think the cool thing with yours too is a lot of people. Everyone draws the supplements because of me, which drives me crazy. I'm not doing supplements like
you haven't done a supplement in like 4 parts.
Yeah, supplements drives me crazy. Everyone wants to do a supplement. You go get a supplement, and now everyone wants to do good formulas like me. That could be $10 to $15 a unit, and you're ordering at least 1,000. So
more than that, bro.
Yeah, like I'm on the small scale, and on the other side of that, people are like, supplements, repeat buyers, this, that. Right. On the other side of that, you got this. How much did this cost you to make?
That lands me at like $2.15.
$2.
Actually, that one's cheaper because it's not scented. The unscented is like right at $2.
Which you started with. So call it $2. How many units did you have to order?
To start with, I think we did like 2, maybe 2,500.
2,500. So, and they probably would let you do less, I'm guessing, right?
I mean, I honestly don't know. I thought the data was so good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like the helium
could have gone more.
So yeah. Right. I should have gone more. That was like all I could get at the time.
But my point is, you started
with small.
What became $1 million, run rate business with what could have been $1,000 or $2,000, right? You spent $5,000, but it could have been. So what was the process of, how did you land on this product from a data perspective? And then what was it like actually, because people get confused on this. What was it like finding the manufacturer, going back and forth? How did you design it? And then how did you ultimately launch?
So manufacturer is pretty easy. That's just relationship building, if I'm going to give you my honest opinion. But when it comes to the product, and this is what a lot of people get hung.
So hold on real quick too, for the audience. You find them on Alibaba? Like how do you go about
finding? If you're doing a hard good, bro, I'd just straight Alibaba it.
And then you just reach out to the manufacturer, start building a relationship.
Bro, Helium has a tool. I don't even know if you know this. If you install Helium on your Chrome browser, it has a little box that pops up when you're on Amazon, like the Amazon page.
So show manufacturers?
Bro, you click on a product, you click the box, you run X-ray. When you run X-ray, there is a button that says find suppliers on Alibaba.
No shit.
You click the button and it brings up a whole page of the suppliers.
We're about to do a reel on this after that. That's going to be viral.
Bro,
from there.
Nobody knows about that.
No, that's really good.
Exactly how I found them, just one click.
I know the extension, but that's how.
That's it. People overthink this.
Find your manufacturer. You found the product. Oh yeah. How about choosing the product?
So this is where people get hung up a lot. And what I tell everybody, especially the people that come into the group, because when you look at people that have really good products and really good launches, me, Cody, Damien, even Nate with Nathan and Sons, they're not looking for their product. They kind of just stumble upon it.
Yeah.
All right. But what I say is like, they are looking for it. They're subconsciously looking for it. They're aware. I said this in one of our latest calls. When I was a real estate agent, I don't know what they call it. Pineal gland, your third eye, whatever. They told me as soon as you become a real estate agent, bro, you're going to see real estate for sale signs everywhere. You're not going to be able to not see them. Sure shit, bro. I cannot not see a real estate sign when I'm a real estate agent.
And that's me with Amazon, and that's what you become. Like that's just that. People, how do I find a winning product? I'm like, God, I could tell you 15 from being on TikTok for 4 months. Yeah.
Okay. So you gotta like become aware, okay? And you gotta see the opportunities and the things that are flying by your face, right? And I promise you will find something on social media, okay? In the past 6 months, I probably found 4 or 5 I was a brand new seller I would probably run with.
Yeah, you sent me a couple.
Yeah.
That's what drives me crazy about when people, Amazon FBA is saturated. That's the old guru's fault because they taught that weird model of like, finding something and throwing it up there.
Finding a fucking cushion for a chair.
Yeah, Amazon is a reflection of the current trends.
Yes.
But what is happening in the world? Because then people go to Amazon to buy it. Yes. So pet supplements, my buddy sold for $600 million. When we started on Amazon, there were literally no pet supplements.
Really?
And then over the last 5 years, it's just gone like this. And then, the pandemic sent pet to the moon. And mouth tape wasn't a thing.
Shit.
For like these trends, and now with TikTok, they're happening faster and faster.
Right.
Which means the opportunities emerge quicker and quicker, and they're larger than ever. And we can popularize them.
TikTok's an animal, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Like go look at the beef tallow data. We did that. Like it was already happening.
Sons, underbrush. Did you see that screenshot I sent you of the
parabolic.
Spike
Parabolic.
from one person in our group from an NWC seller?
And we like the fact we do that. Like not only you could have picked the wrong product, but if it has our system, it can work.
It's the system.
And then when you put them both together, you get things like Evil Goods that's $1 million month 3.
Yep.
I mean, if this was on Amazon, we'll talk about that story. But if it was
$500,000
easy in your sleep,
like repetitive.
Yep,
repetitive.
And we could talk about that, but I keep hijacking this.
So back to finding it. Like what I'm saying, like my point I'm trying to make is like become aware of what's around you. And then instead of consuming social media, start purveying it just a little bit.
Observe
I
it.
found this product and the main competitor for it on Instagram. Like January of last year, 2023, kept seeing them. Never heard of this product before, mouth tape.
Yep.
Bought it, tried it, right? Tried it for like 2-3 nights. But immediately the functionality of the product was there.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this product works. Just taping your mouth shut. The sleep is so much better, right? And this was 6 months before I joined the group. When I joined the group, I get through the training material. I understand. I'm consciously aware. I remembered this product that I was looking for, right? And then go validate it with the data. And I was looking for a very specific product because of the financial situation.
Yeah. You wanted something that was $2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was looking for something small, light, cheap.
You didn't fall for the supplement trap.
No. Probably a hard good.
And so how did you, what does validation look like? And to us, it's the framework, but what did you do?
So this was before TikTok shops. We didn't even have fast models. We were using helium, right? And Google Trends. I don't even think
this still works. Like helium still,
Bro, you better use helium if you're trying to launch something. When we went in there, like, you're looking for at least 10, 20,000 search volume, Cerebro score per keyword, trying to build 100. Mouth tape by itself.
The hero word,
was like a 150,000 searches a month with like a 400,000 IQ score.
So that's insane. So basically, just for the audience, for everyone watching, if you're in Magnet in helium, and you're going through different opportunities, you're looking for the Magnet IQ score, and that score is simply the search volume and the amount of products being sold.
Right.
And the more the search volume, the less the products, the higher Magnet score you're going to get.
And that's what you want.
If you find something with 50,000, or let's say 100,000 Magnet IQ on the actual hero keyword, like if you go see beef tallow with 100 IQ score, that is several $100,000 a month staring you in the face.
Staring at you.
That isn't going to require a bunch of money to even launch.
Right.
And that's what you saw. You were staring down, like you said, probably a $500,000 a month opportunity on just Amazon by just listing it.
Just one sales channel.
And so that's the sauce. Like that's how you can continually filter. You can go find different, you put in different categories. You say what's related to mouth tape. Yep. They just keep spitting out the data. Like we
could sit here for fucking 5 hours.
I used to do that in the supplement space. I would literally sit there I would take some days and I would spend like 6 hours
just looking at you,
just going through the shit. And then when you're building your like launch list for this, then you're inevitably seeing like, oh, okay, no, like you see the related things that
upon other stuff,
and then like you said, it becomes second nature at that point.
Yep.
And it's just time and it's skills and it's having that basic guidance,
understanding fundamentals. Once you understand fundamentals, you can see everything. I can see a couple data points and know if it's an opportunity at this point.
No, absolutely. So how'd you get the design and all that done?
So actually, when we had decided we were going to do this, we had talked to the manufacturer, margins looked good. We decided we were going to go full board on it. We had to make it different. That's also very key in the branding and the product is differentiation. I think it's probably like the most key.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here looking, everybody's got black, everybody's got an oval. You saw some people doing different colors, but in my mind, I'm like, who cares about the color? You're sleeping in the middle of the night, right? So my brother, Teal actually said, what if we could scent it? What if we could apply a thin layer of scent to it and try to get lavender? Now, actually, this process is pretty difficult. So the fact that we found a manufacturer that can do it and can do it very well was a blessing in itself.
And it didn't freak out the manufacturer when Teal was like, how do we do lemon pepper flavor? They're from Atlanta, so it brings you back to Magic City.
Magic City carpet smell.
Oh, April Fool's Day, actually. That might make it on like someone famous's radar, You start seeing your orders, little baby's house. You're like, what?
So that's how we differentiated it. We tried to add scent to it.
And I think that's an important thing. People think to do it right, you're improving upon something. There's the Virgil Abloh rule I love. And he gets knocked sometimes. One of the most famous designers of this last century. But he gets knocked a lot of time for plagiarism because he preaches the 3% rule. Yeah. Your job in society is to make an existing idea 3% better. And that moves the needle along. That makes it better to consumers. And I'd say you did more than 3%.
Yeah, we did way more. Yeah. We actually we were doing so much that I thought we were cutting into the delta of margins. So I said, all right, let's just chill where we're at.
But even like something like it's like cactus silk. Like it's like very good. That's one of the things I know. It's very good quality. Like that is probably an upgrade from hostage tape.
It's just cotton based. The other ones are just cotton based.
Yeah.
Fray, they leave a ring around your lips.
The other good move you did was you didn't pitch Hormozy and then use his likeness as a logo.
Bro, is that real?
That's real.
That's real.
He's suing him, yeah.
Well, I know he's suing him, but like, is it actually him?
I don't know. It kind of looks like him, Loki.
It does.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But okay, so now let's get through the adversity because I think this is equally as important. I've been preaching this more lately. I started my whole social media career just trying to give away as much hardcore tactical advice as possible. Like just now, helium. It's sauce. Endless sauce. And then I realized people still aren't getting rich. I'm going like, what the fuck's wrong with the world? Here's the playbook. I'm giving you the playbook to getting rich and you're not reading it. And then I realized a lot of people are mentally fucked, whether it be self-limiting beliefs, whether it be any fear, doubt, like all of that exists in a really big way. And at the end of the day, I realized the playbook's not even that important. Like, because at this part of my life, and you probably feel a lot like this too, maybe it's from sports, whatever, but drop you in any domain and you're going to find a way to rise. And that ties back to the mindset piece. And it ties back specifically to being able to overcome adversity and training yourself to respond to adversity in a very particular way. Yeah. Your story is horrifying. You go all in on this new venture. You're probably feeling good, like you found the right product. You're going to make it happen.
Product.
Yeah, you're in the group. You're like, I remember looking at it like, yo, yeah, this is a winner.
Yeah.
And then Amazon announces they're banning mouth tape.
Yeah.
Even then, you stay positive. You're like, you know what? Okay, no, this isn't end of the world. Like, we'll find a way to get on there. You do get on there. You start printing. Absolutely printing. He calls me, he's like, in the weeds of the Amazon PPC, going, bro, we're making so much money. Holy shit.
Profitable by like day 10 already.
Yeah, like PPC. Insanely. 48 hours later, bro, I got a problem. And Amazon dropped the hammer tough on mouth tape. So you go from thinking you have this rocket ship to what am I going to do? And I got bills to pay and all of that.
Yeah, credit card.
Right? And so what was the mindset at that point? How did you overcome it? And then, where has the success been from there?
I mean, it was tough. It didn't happen immediately, but it was like a week and a half where I was fucked up.
So you were. I never saw it, right? But yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, I just invested all this money, number one. I just invested all this time to build a product, learn Amazon FBA, build a product straight for Amazon FBA to only last 15 days. Like, I was fucked up for a while. And then, just talking to you, it was like, it's time to pivot. And I saw, all right, so here's actually what made me feel good. So I noticed from you, about to glaze you a little bit, all right? Don't get a big head.
Well received.
All right. I noticed from you very quickly that you, somehow, some way, you can spot opportunity from 10 miles away, bro. I noticed that very quickly. And then I saw you going just deep in TikTok shop.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know what's here. I can't see it, but he obviously sees it.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure we were the first ones that like actually pay to get into CC from the group.
Yeah, because when did you launch on TikTok shop?
We paid for CC like January 30th.
Yeah, so like right when
month.
TikTok shop started. Yeah.
So we just straight pivoted to TikTok shop. It was another learning curve, but I think everybody, like, no one really knew because it was so new. It was still a learning curve for everybody.
But you were that was literally month one. And so, or like month two. So you were literally making no sales though for what period of time? I know you're trying to drive them to your website.
Yeah.
But like a couple weeks, really, right?
Oh shit, it was a month and a half, bro.
Month and a half.
Like January 15th when we got cut down.
Yep.
And we didn't go viral again until March 1st on TikTok.
Oh no, I'm saying off of Amazon before you even got to TikTok.
Like the last sale we made was January 15th.
On Amazon.
On Amazon.
Okay. And then
we didn't really make sales again until March 1st.
So yeah, a month and a half down.
Yeah.
And so you launched on TikTok, but you see this, you're like, did you have hope? Were you cautious? Like what was the...
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm not glazing you, bro. But you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I went all in on that.
I saw you going hard as on TikTok. I was like, something is here, bro. Give me some creators.
That's been my fault of the past year, honestly, with Top Shelf. I've been so willing. Like, I want to learn the mistakes. I just do. I want to be the one to shoot the shit. And you capture the upside with that. But you also get crushed when you're not like, because I do $1 million on TikTok Shop month 3, and then we get banned.
Because like all the logistics
weird violations and and I get to bring that back to the group, right? You haven't got banned, right? Completely. That close.
Almost.
That close. But that's been kind of my whole thing. It's probably held the business back a little bit, and we're adjusting to that. But I take a lot of pride in that, like being able to bring forward that actual risk taking. Of like, hey, I can afford to do it or whatever, right? And I'm not scared of the risk. But okay, so you see TikTok, and then when do you go viral first time? You said March.
It took about 4 weeks.
Okay.
3 to 4 weeks.
How you're paying these creators? You're doubling down on the business with no
income. Like we're just spending.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. You're not a realtor anymore. Like
no.
So you're all in on this.
Got my house up for sale, trying to pay bills.
But that's the important thing. You had the balls to you saw the vision enough and believed in it enough to take the swing, and that's where I think most people don't.
Right.
And I look back, there was a huge Amazon wipe. I've told this story before, where like me, all my little Amazon buddies, we're all like running it up. And all of a sudden Amazon decides that if they detect some pattern, they release this new AI, they're going to wipe your reviews to 0 and hold your listing there and basically kill your shit.
Yep.
And they wiped out half of my business.
When was this? 2016,
2016, 2017, one of those years. It all blends together in Amazon years now. But they decide you're screwed. And at that time, most people shut down or didn't make it. One of the crazy friends, I have that video with him, real boss daddy. He had a business that was netting $1 million a month. Wow. Netting. And
that's at St. Martin, dude.
Yeah. And he probably was doing bad things. They wiped it all out. He panic sold the entire business for like $1.5 million.
No way.
Panic sold it, like ran away.
Oh, shit.
We sat there, I'll never forget this. Like I'm talking, like there's my close friends in the business, like people that meant a lot to me, and like they're on payroll. One of them got a kid. Like I'm like, fuck, I'm responsible for this. I remember looking at our whole situation like, okay, we could take the money now and run because I could still be a millionaire on paper. I could have like $1.5 million, or we can double down. And that's what we did. We decided to go after all of the categories that were getting smoked. We're like, just because
bro.
But that was the pivotal moment in my entrepreneurial career. It was the pivotal moment for Genius. Like the next 6 months, those products blew up because there was an opening.
Mm-hmm.
And then Amazon basically said they made a mistake with us, gave us all our old products back. And it was like, but you don't, it's the belief in those moments of a better tomorrow. It's a belief in, that's who you're becoming. Mm-hmm. Those are the decisions that, regardless of how they go, you are choosing who you're going to be. You're choosing to have balls. You're choosing to take risks. You're saying, fuck a normal life. Like, I would rather roll the dice here. And I think you've captured a lot of that. Even that story, that is the same story. Because you're not making money at the time. Yeah, bro. You're all in on this.
It's stressful, but I ain't gonna lie.
And so you go viral. It starts popping off. What was the first big month on TikTok Shop?
Well, I mean, we kind of the same thing. We went viral. We did like 15K in 5 days, and then we're out of inventory. Yeah. If you'd have told me I'd have sold out of inventory in 5 days on TikTok, I'd have laughed. So we sell out of inventory. And then basically like my next few months is just playing the inventory cash flow game, making rookie mistakes, making green mistakes. And then, I mean, that basically took me until the summer to get past.
Yep.
Right. But now we've been cooking since July 4th.
Absolutely. That is the story. Like, that's this world right now. I think the next phase will be equally as interesting. It's less relatable to a lot of people, but now you have this, like, now this is where I thrive. I think I have the most to offer. It's like, okay, you got a brand from 0 to 1 million. Yeah. Now, what does it look like actually preparing a business to go to that next level and then ultimately sell? What does it look like building out a team, getting the right people in place, tightening up some of the branding, like product mix. And so we'll do a follow-up video on that at some point, because the other thing, I did this to invest in brands, and we're Nonstop Ventures, my investment branch. This was our
perfect opportunity to
third. Invest. Yeah, no, it is. And let's see if we can't take this to multiple eight figures in 2025. I think try to get to that run rate.
That's been my goal from the start.
Yeah.
Once I saw Hostage Tapes numbers, I was like, bro, we can do 8 figures.
If not now, when? If not now, when?